I just called the fire brigade. My legs are butter. It's brutal. Hey and welcome to today's video. I'm George from the channel Untraveled Roads, and this is the beginning of the 9th week of my bikepacking adventure through Europe. And this means I'm almost 2 months on the road, which is absolutely crazy. It feels like I just started yesterday from Vienna. But anyways, I crossed yesterday from Croatia to Montenegro, and I'm here in the beautiful bay of Kotor. In this week, we're gonna start here from Montenegro, climb a huge mountain, eventually climb down the mountain towards the border of Albania, cross the border, and we should end up at the end of this week in Tirana. Have fun with this video. The majority of this tour, so far at least, I biked in Croatia. More than thousands of kilometers and more than thousands of meters of elevation. But as beautiful and as stunning Croatia was, I was really ready and happy to explore the next country. Even though Montenegro is a quite small country, it will be a challenge elevation-wise. So I guess Montenegro will not let me leave that easy. So, how else could it be? Montenegro does not wait long before testing me. Today already I need to climb up more than 1,000 of meters. But first things first, I need some fuel. So, let's reach the city of Kotor and get some breakfast. I found some gas station and got some very, well, not delicious, but at least it helped filling my stomach. Got some sandwiches, and yeah, now I'm going towards the mountain and excited but also slightly nervous. Very curious how it will be. It's I think 1500 meters or something. It will be definitely challenging but interesting. Hey doggy. This sweet encounter was already a preparation on what should come later on this tour. But for now, make yourself comfortable, grab a cup of tea and let the incline begin. It is going up, and today the whole day it was basically up the mountain in serpentines. This here is the first serpentine. What an amazing view. This is so beautiful. And I'm so happy about the weather. It's like cloudy the whole day. So without the clouds it would be too crazy hot. So like this, it's perfect. The serpentines of Kotor are one of the most scenic roads of the country, as well as one of the most hairpinned roads in the world. This curvy, narrow one-lane road with traffic in both directions features 30 hairpin turns. The most famous part is a 8.3 kilometer long stretch with 16 hairpin turns. While researching, I was reading about reckless drivers going up the road, about frequent accidents and the dreadful conditions the road is in. Perfect condition for me as a biker, I guess. I think, by the way, this mountain up there, that's where I'm going. So the serpentines go something like this. Then at the end there are a lot of serpentines up. Far back there's Croatia, and here I think here was the border crossing up the mountain there. Compared to what I was reading before, the road was actually in a pretty good condition. Not great, but not bad either. The traffic is average and only small mistakes from the drivers happened. Like here, as the driver thought he needs the whole road. What I see although more and more is something else. Trash. From Croatia I was already used to the people dumping the trash in the streets, but here it reached another level. Having said this, at this point I didn't know yet what should come later on this trip. I make a bit of a break. About more than half is already done. It's intense. There down is Kotor, where the big ship is. That's where I'm basically coming from. And here you see the serpentines that I went up before, then here, and then basically down here, and the whole time up like this. A lot of fun, good training. I feel the muscles.
For the last serpentines, the clouds fully covered the sun, and I would lie if I would say that I was not happy about it, even though this meant some drops of rain. Actually perfect conditions to bite and finish the last serpentines.
Almost on top. It's still quite a lot missing, but I leave the serpentines now. So there, far down, that's where I'm coming from. Even farther, there's this curve from the beginning, and there on the right side somewhere is Kotor. Crazy, very intense. Not distance-wise, but elevation-wise. I'm out of water. I hope in this coffee I can get some water. I am happy, made good progress. Let's be proud of me.
Having reached the top of the serpentines was a big progress, but there was still more elevation waiting for today. For now, although, I should have a few kilometers flat and even a little bit of a decline. So what did I say before? A few kilometers flat? Well, I guess that were fewer than expected, so time to put my legs back to work. The goal for today is to reach the city called Cetinje, on the other side of this mountain range.
Oh god, I left the serpentines and I thought the worst part is over, but now I need to cross this mountain here in the back, and it's way more steep than the serpentines. The serpentines were moderately steep, sometimes a bit crazy steep, but this is a new level. It's going up this whole mountain here. I'm tired. Oh, I think I can save around 200 meters of elevation, because apparently there's a tunnel which was not on my GPS track. My actual track would have gone here, continuing up. And I'm so happy right now that there's a tunnel.
I cannot describe you how happy I am this tunnel was made. Because of this shortcut I only need now to climb down to the city. And then I will finally have, after some days, a shower, and I will get some good food as reward, and maybe even a cold beer. That night I not only found a friend and shared some food, but I also got finally a shower and slept like a baby. For today I will climb down to almost sea level to Lake Skadar, which is also the border to Albania. And then tomorrow I should already cross into the next country. Until there, although, it is still a lot of elevation. The landscape here is so incredibly stunning. Sadly, although, you find trash everywhere, from plastic bottles thrown away till trash dumped into the fields and forgotten trash bins on the street.
Oh, it's going up again, and I'm really not in the mood. I feel the legs from yesterday. They're very tight. That view is amazing. Soon I will also arrive at the lake. This is, I think, part of it, but I'm not sure actually if it's a river or if it's just like a side arm or something. So very looking forward to see actually this lake, and I can't wait to arrive tomorrow in Albania, another country on the list. And then it means also we crossed Montenegro.
To notice where I'm going, and nothing's gonna get in my way. Won't hesitate, I feel it in my bones. Oh, we gotta get it, let's go. Oh, oh, oh. Come on, come on, come on, come on, let's go. Oh, oh, oh. Come on, come on, come on, come on, let's go.
The whole day I smell burnt wood. I think there's some bushfires. I also flew the drone before and saw some smoke coming up. I just don't know if anyone takes care of them or if they just leave the fires. I don't saw any fire brigade or any fire airplanes, so I don't know. Let's see. I go a bit closer in the direction. I hope somebody takes care of them.
By now you could really feel the smoke in the air. The farther I went, the more dense the smoke became. The whole area looked like it's covered in fog, and you started to feel the smoke in this road. Not seeing any fire brigade really worried me. The last bushfire I saw was in Croatia a few weeks ago, but there were uncountable firemen and 3 planes fighting the flames.
I just called the fire brigade because there it's burning and I was not sure if they know it or not. There are no planes or something flying, but apparently they know it. It was difficult to tell the name of the town and where I am exactly, but it worked out, and yeah, I hope they get it under control. You probably don't see it on the GoPro, but this whole area is already smoky. Crazy. And that's the problem. Look, the people are just like throwing out of the window their cigarette butts, and everything is so crazy dry that yeah, it immediately starts burning. I don't understand the people. It's quite not very smart to do. You can just either not smoke in the car or you put a cigarette in the car and the thing. But this is really dangerous because everything is so dry, and it's like huge bushfire just because of a cigarette butt. Crazy.
For today there were still a few hundred meters of elevation and some kilometers left. The sun began to sink and covered the whole landscape in a warm red and gold tone, making me forget my tired legs. And the time till my camp spot basically flew by.
Good morning. I am finishing my coffee before I hit the road. Today will be a really intense day. I'm a little bit nervous if I can make it in time. But if everything works out well, and I'm optimistic, then I arrive today in Albania, in Shkodra. I hope that's how you pronounce it. And I'm really looking forward. I actually rented their accommodation for tonight because I want to visit the city latest tomorrow a little bit. Yes, finishing coffee and then let's hit the road. Today in total I think it's 1300 meters of elevation and quite a steep incline and almost 100 kilometers. This will be very intense.
Not even fully digested my breakfast, my trail directly led me up a steep elevation.
I made the first big incline for today and it was terrible. It's at least cloudy today, a little bit, sometimes the sun comes out, but it makes it quite pleasant because otherwise it would be even worse. It's crazy hot and make a short break, and then we go all the way down again and then all the way up again. This will be the whole day, up, down, up, down.
The trail was called Panoramic Road and the name did not lie at all. One stunning view over the lake chased the next one, making me forget the crazy heat and the steep inclines. Okay, that's a lie, I did not forget them at all, but at least I really enjoyed the views. Despite the elevation, I managed to make progress and got closer and closer to the border.
So, I just stopped quickly at a gas station, got some last Montenegrin water and heading now to the border. I think it's 5 kilometers, something like this. And then still 15 to 20 kilometers till Shkodra, till the city we're staying tonight. I'm so dead. What a crazy day. Still a little bit elevation left, but the majority of it should be finished. That means full speed. There's a thunderstorm coming. It's supposed to start pouring rain in half an hour. Let's hope I'm lucky. That would be nice. I don't want to get wet.
And as Montenegro would be sad to see me leave, it started to pour rain, directly before the border. Nevertheless, I made it, I crossed the entire country.
In front of the border, a few more minutes, a few more meters. Very curious how the border procedure will be. And it started raining.
Before we continue with the adventure, I need to ask you for your help. I was checking the data and I realized that only 25% of you who are watching the videos are subscribed to this channel. So if you want to see more videos like this and you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe. This also helps me making more projects like this possible. Thank you so much. And if you want to help even more, I set up a Patreon page where you get access to exclusive content. And now enjoy the rest of the video.
I didn't also got any stand or anything. But I'm in Albania. This is now the 8th country of this tour. Woohoo!
After making the first few kilometers, it became clear to me that this country would be different than all the other ones I crossed before. What immediately stood out to me was the trash. No matter where you looked, there was trash lying around, huge amount of plastics, and a very pregnant smell next to the unemptied trash bins. On my last kilometers, I also had the chance to save a life. With the help of a car driver behind me, we were blocking the street so I could save Mr. Turtle here from the street.
Goodbye, little friend. Take care. Go away from the street. I can tell you a story. The street is dangerous. Beautiful creature.
But now, let's speed up in the last kilometers in country number 7, Albania. Shkodra, here I come. I reached the city, only one challenge left, arriving in my accommodation. This meant biking on the streets and through the traffic. To describe it in one sentence, functioning chaos. It was unclear for me which kind of routes to follow and, for example, who has first turn. But I guess in the next weeks, by crossing the entire country, I will get used to it. Or better, I will have to get used to it. That was episode 9 of my bikepacking adventures through Europe. In the next episode I will cross Albania entirely and face a lot of challenges. It was for me the lowest period and the first time where I really thought about giving up and stopping this trip. If you don't want to miss this out, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and also if you want to support me, give a thumbs up. That also shows me that you like the episode. See you next week for a new adventure. Ciao ciao.